There's a weird feeling right now where it feels like nothing that you do the right way is actually getting you anywhere. I feel like the system is so stacked against just like normal working folk to where it kind of feels unfair. I'm gonna be honest with you. It really does. And if y'all new to the channel, welcome to Ziggy Wick. We talk about cars and life, but you already know, man, mainly just the cars, man. I just feel like the world is so stacked against the average folk. And what is the average folk I speak about in all these videos? Let me get comfortable in my seat. Y'all know, bro, anybody that drives manual, it's like it matters more to be comfortable, because pressing the clutch be annoying if you're not comfortable, if you off your balance. Y'all see me in my yellow gown, my dirty pants, just got off work. It's so like dirty and snowy. Like, look at the parking lot. You see how snowy it is? They ain't even clean it up properly, but I think they do have like cleaning plans in order to like properly get all the snow removed, because bro, it's insane to find a parking spot when I come here in the morning. You gotta like circle around and wait till somebody leaves in order to take their spot. This is insane. But I ain't gonna lie, today I had a really nice spot. I didn't even want to leave work. I almost picked up a shift. Like, that spot was so good. I ain't had to step in no snow, nothing. You already know I don't like repeating night videos. So today, we're taking a drive to Whole Foods because I gotta return this package that I've had in my trunk for so long, bro. This Amazon package. Yo, having a trunk is such a dangerous thing. I just drove through something. Yo, what the hell? Smell like liquid ass. Yuck. Hurry up, man. But having a trunk is so dangerous because you just put stuff in the trunk and forget about it. And then you go to the trunk for something else like days later, and it's like, oh snap, I had this in the trunk the whole time and I was supposed to do this and I forgot. And does this happen to me more often than probably the average folk? Maybe. Who knows? But we'll worry about that another time, man. Let's see, the sun is setting. But yeah, guys, it feels like everything that you do the right way, life just penalizes you for it. You think of just everyday stuff. Like, bro, they had to put a state of emergency restriction on the gas prices going up for like the electric bills and stuff, because it's just insane, bro. People are paying $400, $500 for gas bills when normally they'd pay just a half of that or a fraction of that. And so many people that affect a lot more people are not being kept in check, and it just causes so many problems, so many problems. And these problems, man, it's like, I don't even know what to say, bro. I was watching this video and it was a TikTok, and it was those TikTok series that is chopped up. I was watching that at work today, and this is what motivated me to like talk about this topic. And it was basically how like growing up back in the day during like ancient Egypt or like something like that, you know, like back in those old days, how it sucked because of like what you had to go through. And I'll give y'all a little backstory on the story that I was watching. And basically, right, this dude, his dad was a farmer, and you had to pay the city, like the king, you had to give him money out of each crop. And if you didn't give him money, they'd write a slate, and then that would be your debt. And you know what I mean, once the debt piles up, you gotta sell yourself into labor to forgive your debts. You can either sell yourself or you can sell your son. So at the time, because the dad had a son and 2 daughters, and oi, damn, but he basically sold his son, and he was like, all right, son, you only gotta do 1 season of crop, just 1 season, because the next season the rain is gonna fall, yada yada yada, you're not gonna have to do it no more. Obviously, we can tell where this is going. Ain't none of that happened, bro. And bro ended up doing like mad seasons as a slave, and it happened damn near until he was an adult. Hold on, we gotta actually. Should I go in front of this truck? I don't like going in front of the truck because it's a red light. I don't want him to slam on his brakes and plow through me. Pause. So we're just gonna go behind him, bro. Always go behind the trucks. You're never in that much of a rush that you cut off a truck. Let's just go behind the truck and play it safe. But yeah, basically he had to sell himself to the king to repay his debts because he couldn't live a free life. He had to pay for his father's debts, right? And at the time, he was mad, but he saw his little sisters, and he knows that if he didn't do it, when the debt collectors come, they would take unmarried girls and, like, you know, sexually assault them and stuff. And he didn't want that for his little sisters. So he chose to do the time so they could live a good life, right? And he did it. And eventually, I mean, the crops never grew. His dad died. His sisters got married off. And he inherited the field. The same field that basically killed his father and caused him a life of being a slave. He inherited that field, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna do everything possible to make this work. Like, I'm gonna plant earlier, I'm gonna pray more, I'm gonna water more, I'm gonna do all these things. And it worked for a time. He actually, like, reaped crop. He was debt free. Like, whenever they came, he would pay the debt. And he got married, and he also had a little baby son. And then the same thing happened again, bro. The crops dried up, and his son was a baby. And he was like, damn, now he understands the situation his dad was in when he had to give him to, like, into slavery to pay for the debts. Because now he's in that same position where it's like, yo, he cannot pay for this stuff. He gonna have to either do it himself or wait till his son is of age and give his son up. So he chose to just go back, and then he noticed, like, yo, this is why so many people kept coming down this road, because they see the system was set up that way. Like, it was not by chance that all those people, like, ended up as slaves, like, back because they were in debt. It's not because everybody had bad financial status. That's just how the system was set up for them, right? And they set it up like that because during wars, they would take slaves from the people that they defeated. But being that they were in a time of peace, they didn't have no slaves to take because there was no war to get the slaves from. So they just set that system up because they knew that people would not be able to afford the taxes that they're charging, and they would then have a lot of slaves. Actually, we gonna go this way, bro, because there's mad traffic on the express. I shouldn't even be going to Whole Foods at this hour, bro. I already know it's gonna be crazy. And the moral of that story for me was like, yo, these governments, nothing has changed. You think of, hold on, let me fix my can. But you think of that story, and I just think nothing has changed. Obviously, you know what I mean? It's not as intense. I ain't saying that I'm selling myself to the United States government. I'm getting whipped and stuff to pay for debt and all these things. But it's like different stories, same reasoning. Like, these companies, bro, they find any way to legally set you up, manipulate contracts, all these things. You think about Amazon that got sued the other day because they was making it hard for people to cancel their memberships. What else? There's so many of these examples where higher up, and in this example, I'm gonna use like all these big companies as the kingdom's palace, right? Like, all these people that have association to wealth and the top percent, they just hold on to that wealth through the abuse and manipulation of like lower class people, the people that don't think that they have a fighting choice, the people that they think don't know better. And although a lot of the times people know better, and for this example, like, the dude knew that he would end up spending his whole life as a slave, but he did it anyway just to protect his sister. And I think that the people in power know this weakness. They know that people, although they know what to do and not to do, they still use like different things to leverage them. You know what I mean? They'll use things against us that we have no control over, and that's why the cycle still repeats itself to this day. So it's like, doing the right thing sounds right. You know what I mean? We grow up and we go to school and they sell you the American dream. to work 40 hours a week and buy a house with a picket fence, all these things. But then in the same breath, they make owning a house unattainable for those same people that they're teaching to work towards home ownership. So it's kind of like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are we actually doing here? It does not make sense at all. And I mean, I've been too much, and I just noticed I'm supposed to be on that side of the highway, and I'm not on that side. And I should have went right there because I had the opportunity. So now I'm gonna have to go up here. I'm not gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna just go right here, bro. I'm sorry, dude. I hate doing this, but it has to be done. Bro, they keep raising the retirement age. Like, now it's like, I don't even know what it is. Is it 67? Is it 70? By the time I'm about to retire, it'll probably be 80. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to work all your life, but yet the foods that we get are poison to our body. The air we breathe is horrible. The working, like, everything is set up for you not to live till that age. And then all of a sudden you're supposed to live until you're 80, and that's when you're supposed to enjoy life. Not for me, man. That is not my dream. And a lot of people do it. A lot of people, you know, waited to retirement and they're having fun, but I don't know. I just think there's more to life than that. And that doesn't knock the people that made it to retirement. I mean, you worked your whole life. You should enjoy what you work for. You know what I mean? Don't say I'm saying that that's bad. But I just think the system is set up in a way so it's like, no matter what you do, even if you stay on track, there's so many curveballs, both like that are there on purpose and not, that just are there to catch you off guard, bruh. To catch you off your ball game. And it sucks. Like, that poor dude, he did all he could to make his farm profitable, but in the end, they knew that it was going to dry up. I mean, they knew that the weather was not going to be able to yield the crops that are needed to pay the taxes that they were charging the citizens. But they did it anyway because they knew that they needed slaves. They needed people to do the unpaid labor, and because that's how their reality was built. That's what they were built off of. So I guess just think about that next time. Think about everything you do on a day-to-day basis and all the things that you think you do the right way. You go to school, go to college, get a job. Like, is that really aimed towards your own happiness? Because that's the takeaway for today. If you're trying different things, that's good. I try YouTube. Obviously, I like to make YouTube videos. I love creating. Like, every day I get to record, it makes me happy because it's a day I get to think, I get to use my brain, and you know what I mean, that's something that I love to do. And I'm gonna have to put the visor up, y'all, because this sun is blinding me, man. And obviously the end goal is to YouTube to be my sole thing. Like, who doesn't want to make a livable wage off YouTube? I would be sitting here lying to y'all. I'd be doing y'all a disservice if I was like, oh, I don't want to make money off YouTube, I just want to make videos and I do it for the love of the game. Yeah, I love what I do, but who wouldn't want to do what they love for a living? You know what I mean? Would I rather make YouTube videos and have to go to my job? Duh. Who wouldn't? I hate when people that make money off social media be coming on social media talking about how it's harder to make social media videos than working a 9-to-5. Get out of here, bro. If I ever say that, if I ever get to the point where I actually am able to live off of YouTube and I make a video coming on here telling y'all about how a 9-to-5 is easier than making YouTube videos, y'all better go down there and report my channel and get my channel banned off YouTube. I would, man, what? Come on, bruh. You know how many bags I had to lift today? And you telling me that is easier than making a YouTube video, bro? I'm driving. I was gonna do this drive regardless. All I had to do was strap a camera to my head and think of a topic. It's that simple. Think about something that I wanted to talk about. While I'm working, I'm thinking of things that I want to talk about in the video. And you know what I mean? I low-key lost the plot. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all, but it's just, don't forget to enjoy life, y'all. I guess that's the main point of this video. Like, no matter what you do, sometimes it's gonna feel like the odds are stacked against you, but you have to find it in you to enjoy life regardless, because we're all gonna pass. That's really all it comes down to. Like, I remember there was this tree, and I saw it once, and I actually forgot everything that the tree said, but I just know the outcome was like it was like, do things matter? And let's say the question was, does, like, you got in a car crash, right? And you're like, damn, does this actually matter? And it says yes, and then it says no. And if you choose no, then it's like, why stress over it if it doesn't matter? And then if you put yes, it gives you different options. It's like, okay, did you get hurt? And that's yes and no. And then if you put no, then it's like, why are you stressing if you're okay, if you're able-bodied? If you didn't get physically hurt, why are you worried? And basically all the yeses go down to, are you alive? Yes. Then it doesn't matter. Like, the only problems in life are really health related. You just gotta find alternate ways to survive. And if you're lucky enough, you'll take that money and you go to some third world country where the dollar is powerful as hell, and you'll live like a king or a queen, and that'll be your story. I remember I had a professor back when I was going to community college, and that was the main thing he would tell us. It was my I forgot what it was my economics professor, yeah. And basically I remember when he was when I was in his class, he was almost a millionaire. I think he had like $910,000 in investments that grew, and he was like, yeah, I'm just waiting until I retire from here in a year and I'm moving to Colombia. He really loves Colombia. I mean, there's a lot of reason for a man to like Colombia. So maybe my head is in the gutter, but can you blame him? I don't think so. You can't blame him, man. About $1 million, America and Colombia. You know, I don't need to say word for word, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, his main thing was he's gonna go to Colombia and live like a king. That's, bro, power to you, bro. Because that money is not gonna go that far if you stay in the States. You cannot live the life, you cannot do the excursions, do all the fun stuff and still be financially smart with your bread. Things are just getting too overpriced, too inflated. The dollar is not powerful enough to sustain a luxurious lifestyle off your retirement. You have to do what's in the best interest of yourself. You know what I mean? I just went on a crazy tangent right there, but that's really what it is, y'all. So when you have time to ponder about what I'm saying, just think, y'all. Is everything really set up in your best interest? And if you made it this far, we made it here. I thought it was gonna be worse of a drive, to be honest with y'all, because traffic is normally crazy at this time. So I thought it was gonna be nuts, which I did run into a little bit of traffic, but we ran out of it pretty quick. So I'm not gonna complain about that. I've had worse days. And today, I mean, I gotta get a little personal with y'all. For those that made it this far, thank you for messing with the video, but I gotta get a little personal, so you can click off now if you want. But I'm about to return this shoe stretcher, bro, because I have this bunion on my foot because I grew up having big feet. And you know what I mean, I grew out of shoes quick, and I don't know why I used to force my foot into shoes that I really liked. So now I'm suffering the consequences, and I have a bunion. So I have bought a shoe stretcher because I was gonna stretch my old shoes, but I realized, like, that's not what I need. What I need is proper fitting shoes, not to fix what's already broken. So I bought it, but I'm just gonna return it because I never used it, because I've already started buying shoes that properly fit me, and I'm just gonna stop wearing those things that were tight on my foot. Like, you know what I mean? Just throw it away. Move on to something else, man. Can't be living in the past. But y'all, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for keeping me company on this drive. I know I be ranting about a lot of topics. I be trying to keep on track, but there's so many things that flow through my mind while recording, to where it's like, it's hard to stay put to one topic because my mind is just racing every time, y'all. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all buy TSX and travel, explore the world, see what else there is to life than just America. Like, there's a lot more in the world, man. Even in America, there's so much more to explore, but people don't. So make sure you explore this country, explore your own backyard before you dip into others. You know what I mean? I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, guys. Peace.